Ladies, gentlemen, theys, and thems, welcome back to another episode of the Double Kick podcast. We double the kick, we double the games, we double the friends you make along the way. My name is Terry Thompson. I am an old man, and by old, I mean just turned 30 this year, but I'm joined by another old man who
That's
just
right.
turned
That's right.
30 a couple days ago.
Oh,
My
my
good, I know it's awful. It's awful. My good compadre, our fourth leg here at Double Kick. Oh God. Um, Leader of the bonus levels,
Hmm.
Patrick Sawyer. Pat, how's it going?
What's up, gang? We're going. We're going. I guess, like you said, I just turned 30. The arthritis is already kicking in.
Hmm.
It's all catching up to me. You know.
Sure. Sure, absolutely. Pat, obviously we make fun of being 30 and being old, and it's obviously not that
Mhm.
old. But Mal and I are watching Drag Race right now. We're watching All Stars,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
who's the one queen on there? I'm gonna blank on her name right now. But queens are coming back for All Stars that were on like season
Mhm.
1 and 2,
Yeah.
and they're like obviously like 40 or 50 years old. And I'm like, you guys look fabulous for 40 and 50. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus, you look younger than I do. What's going on here?
I
Yeah.
I was telling somebody at work the other day because there's a running joke that like whenever somebody like especially from management like has a birthday, like they have to be turning 40 or like some other like ridiculously like high age. It's like
Hmm.
people were saying it was my 40th birthday the other day. And I was like, I feel like I look 40. I feel like I'm broken down and beaten. But
That's life, man.
that's just what life does, bro.
That's
Like,
life does, bro. We're out here operating in society, and it gets to us, dog.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. But you look very lush, and
Oh,
and
thank you. Oh,
your
thank you.
skin looks beautiful. So you're a great 30-year-old.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I do.
What would you rather be? Would you rather be like 30 right now, or would you want to like would you if you had the chance to be 20 again? Would you take that chance? Not chance. Would
Would
you take
I
that opportunity?
would I retain all the information I have as a 30-year-old? Or would I
No,
go back to my 20-year-old brain?
you go back
Hmm.
to your 20-year-old brain. Yeah.
I'm good.
You're good?
I'll stay
Yeah.
as is.
Yeah.
I'd rather be used, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, warranty's all used up. I'm good where I'm
Oh,
at.
yeah. Oh, yeah. If we
Because
break
there's
down, we break down. Like,
we
that's
break down,
we'll call
break down.
AAA, you
It's
know?
fine. It's fine. We pay out of pocket for it. Yeah, I agree,
Mhm.
man. There's just there are so many lessons learned. I mean, going from 20 to 30 may not
Oh,
be as dramatic going from like 10 to 20 because obviously there's so much
sure,
growing there, but
sure.
there's also like a lot of growing from 20 to 30, a lot of it in more like
Oh, yeah.
nuanced ways and stuff, but it's still
Mhm.
like it's pretty hefty.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the person you are at 20 years old is nowhere near who you are at 30.
Hmm.
And I will say though, I joked with Kim. I'm like, hey, now that I'm 30, my personality is locked in. I'm not growing anymore.
This is
This
it.
is it.
I'm done.
Don't
I'm
expect
done.
change from me. I
Don't
won't do it.
expect. I love that so much. Yeah, I mean, once I hit 30, I mean, maybe it was a little beforehand, but that's when I shaved my head again. I'm like,
Mm.
30-year-old Terry is bald Terry, man, from here on out. Like I'm a different man. I got to
Yeah,
stick to
yeah.
this, and yeah, it
Mhm.
is what it is.
Are you
Yeah,
committing to the short hair long term? Is that what we're saying?
I think so. I think I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it.
I
I do like it. I
thank
liked your
you.
long hair though too, but I do
Mhm.
like the short hair.
Thank you. Yeah, I liked both. I like my long hair for my 20s. And that obviously comes with a lot of upkeep and all that. And I really enjoyed how it
Yeah,
looked. But I'm
yeah.
I'm enjoying the bald and just being able to like wash my head
Sure,
in like five
sure,
seconds.
sure.
Just
Mhm.
a quick
Yeah,
and out. Yeah,
yeah.
really you save
I
on conditioner too.
I'm for sure the same way. I got a bald spot, and it's growing, and it's growing. And the men in my family, my father went bald around this age,
Hmm.
and his father did the same thing. So I'm just like, all right, father time's coming for me.
Hmm.
Don't fight the tide. Like let's slick it down. Let's pull it back. Focus on the beard. That's all we
Sure.
got going. That's all
Listen,
we got
and that's
going.
that's a strong thing to have, you know?
It's a strong beard, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I do appreciate the gift God has given. And
Absolutely.
so, you know,
My dad, he has like, he isn't bald, but he has like a receding hairline that like goes
mm,
pretty like on the
mm.
sides here, and I've noticed that like, oh, there's a couple pieces of hair that are missing up there for
It's
me.
starting to pull back a little bit.
So we're
Yeah.
getting there. And listen, I can't afford a trip to Turkey, bro. I can't be doing all that.
Can't
So
do it. I can't do it.
yeah, gotta accept it.
Mhm.
Anyway, it's enough rambling about being an old man.
Age.
Some
Yeah.
You sent me. We got some games. We got some games coming up
Oh,
later.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot of games that we've played together. Some we've played on our own. Some new games. I'm really excited to talk about. But before we get into
Mhm.
that, you sent me a picture the other day.
Oh,
You are the new owner of a
mhm.
Nintendo Switch 2, Patrick.
That's right. I figured for my big 30th birthday and before the eventual price increase comes for the Switch 2, I was like, let me
Sure.
jump on that. So I had some like we get like points at work. So like I was able to get some Amazon gift cards and I paid like I think a little over $100 for Switch
Nice.
2, like out of pocket, which I'm like very happy about.
Nice.
Um, I had been saving points up for a long time, and I was just like, let me send this now. I want it. Let me do it. I want to steal Terry's copy of Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I got to see what all the hype's about Pokopia, like
Mhm.
all that,
Mhm.
all that.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to get that.
How do you feel about, like, the hardware itself, like, when you first held it? Is it, like, got a good weight
It's
to it, what you
it's
expected?
hefty. It's
Mhm.
hefty. I like it. I like it a lot. The screen is huge.
Mhm.
And, like, I will say, just pulling it out of the box and unwrapping it, but when those Joy-Cons click in for the first time, oh,
Oh,
it feels so good.
that first snap, bro, it's
Mhm,
so
mhm.
satisfying.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Now how do you feel about, like, the screen itself? Because like, it's obviously it's not OLED, but maybe personally,
no,
like, I felt
no.
it was fine, like, looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very bright, it's very, like, colorful, like I said, it's huge, it takes up the entire console, like,
Mhm.
it's very nice. I haven't messed around too much with it because I just got it yesterday,
Okay.
um, but like I said, I just holding it in my hands, like getting the kickstand out. The only complaint I have is I don't love the kickstand. It
Okay.
doesn't feel as like hefty as like the Switch One kickstand did.
It is kinda just like a little piece of metal that, like, comes
Yeah.
out, yeah. Yeah, the Switch OLED kinda had a better kickstand because it was, like, the entire flap. I remember, the Switch 1, like, when the
Oh,
first edition was
it
that just
just had
tiny
that
little
little
piece.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but the
I
OLED
forgot about
definitely had,
that.
like, a stronger, a stronger kickstand to it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, yeah. There's that. I will recommend definitely like look into getting some grips
Mhm.
eventually, like maybe like
Mhm.
a whole like thing that goes over the whole switch. I can send you the one I got as well.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah. I appreciate that.
holding the naked switch too after a while really kind of like started hurting my hands just because of like the
Mhm.
weight and the shape of all of it. So getting a good
Yeah.
ergonomic grip is a plus.
Ergonomics are a thing you got to worry about in your 30s, bro. It's just what it is. Like
I'm thinking
I'm
about
gonna
getting
keep
some
going back
wrist.
to that.
I'm telling you, I'm thinking about getting some, like, wrist straps or whatever, because 'cause I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
can't get this arthritis too early.
Mhm, mhm.
Boot up, um boot up that eShop, though, every once in a while and just, like, bask in how quick it boots up, man. Like, it's night and
Yeah.
day. Night and
Mhm,
day.
mhm.
'Cause I remember the Switch 1 eShop, like, trying to boot that thing up is like trying to, like, start an old car in, like, the
Oh,
middle of the winter. It's just like,
and you're just praying that it goes.
"Please,
Yeah.
I just wanna buy something, come on."
I just wanna look at the new Pokemon, like, come on,
I'm
bro.
saying. I'm glad you got it, like, now, obviously
Mhm,
before the price
mhm,
increase, but, I think we got a good lineup of games coming out for the Switch. There's, obviously Pokemon Wind and Waves
mhm,
next year.
mhm.
That's gonna be, it's gonna be a big one.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
is a rumored, um, Zelda Ocarina of Time remake supposedly coming
I
out.
I have heard that too, and that is very
Mhm.
exciting, and I wonder how they're gonna like, which version they're gonna port over. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I think from my, I don't have any kind of insider information or anything, but just like
Mhm.
guessing, I think it's going to be like a ground up remake. So I think it's going to be like new assets,
Yeah.
everything from the ground up. Maybe I don't know what kind of art style it's going to have. I don't think it's going to be um, a Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom art style. I think they kind of like. I think they want to keep
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
separate and do something
Mhm.
different for this one. But I think it's gonna, like, be a real faithful remake, like, I don't think they're gonna add, like, the physics element from, like, Tears of
Okay.
the Kingdom or anything. I think it's gonna be, "This is Ocarina of Time. We're trying to get people to buy Switch 2s."
Right,
Like,
right, right.
give the old people what they want. The old people
Give
love
the old
Ocarina of
heads what
Time.
they want.
Exactly, exactly. Would you be down for that? Like, would does that excite you
Oh,
at all?
for sure. I mean, I've played Ocarina on 3DS, and I mean, I loved it there. I was curious as to what you thought of like how if they do a full like full remake, you don't want them to add like anything to it?
I mean, I'm cool with like the quality of life changes, especially the ones that the
Sure,
3DS
sure.
one brought. There are a couple things here and there that made it a little easier to play. And
Mhm.
I'm cool if they add a couple things. I think I would love if it was more or less like the same game, with
Yeah,
some tweaks in quality. But if they, if Nintendo decided to switch a couple things up, I don't think I would be, as mad as some of the purists out there. Like, at the end of the day, I don't really care that much. As long as
yeah,
it's a fun
yeah,
game to play, that's basically Ocarina. I'm cool with that.
yeah.
Um, I'm not going to be up in arms about much of anything, but yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, I'm cool either way. I'd like to. Nintendo usually, especially with Zelda, like it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't really know what I want until Nintendo gives
Mhm.
it to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted this.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Unless
I
it's
get
Skyward Sword, and then it's like, take that back. Take this
the
back.
sh the shade to Skyward Sword is crazy.
Take it back. I don't want to waggle my remote. Come on.
Get this out of here.
Get us out of here. Jesus. But yeah, no, I'm very excited. I think you're really gonna like Donkey Kong. I think you're especially gonna like Pokopia. I think Kim might like Pokopia a lot too. You might want to be careful with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's what I'm afraid of for sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it was when I was playing it. It's like again, like it's one of those games I kind of stopped playing, but not for lack of like quality of the game. I just, I got so many
Yeah,
games to play. But like when I was playing it, I'm like, oh my God, this might be better than New Horizons. Like by
those are
by a
big
couple
words.
by a couple miles. I know, I know.
Oh my
It's
god,
it's
by a
it's
couple
gr-
miles.
I know. You get to a point in the game, Pat, where it's
Mhm,
like
mhm.
you get to a certain threshold and you're like, okay, I kind of understand the game. I understand like the A, B's, and C's and like how to, progress this. And then like you, I won't say exactly what, but something else like unlocks, and you're like, oh my God, this game is huge. This is like way bigger than anything I've ever thought. Um,
Oh
and
god.
it's just it's a ton of fun. There's so many layers to that
Mhm,
game. It's
mhm.
great. It's great.
It's gonna be another No Man's Sky thing where I'm just like, "All right, babe, I'll see you later. I'll see you whenever you decide to come back to the real world."
God, that's another one, man. They just dropped their newest like update or whatever, or just preview
"Bro,
the new
we
update.
forgive you. We forgive you. It's time to stop.
I'll pay more
Please."
money, I promise. Please stop. Yeah, man.
I To be honest though, I love developers who are constantly like, "You know what? Let's go back and let's keep giving the people what they want."
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
It's good
So
sentiments.
cool.
Yeah, it's getting them a lot of goodwill from their community. And everything that they say that everything that they're releasing right now for No Man's Sky is like technology that they're going to use for their next game, the Light
Yeah.
No Fire like fantasy game, which
Mhm.
I'm a little more excited for that one because
I'm
I'm
so
not a
excited. I'm
huge
so excited.
yeah, it looks so cool. I'm not a huge
Mhm.
space guy, but fantasy is like kind of
Yeah,
like my area.
for
This is
sure.
a little off topic, but I mentioned Space Pat, and I think this is something you're super familiar with. But I watched Project Hail Mary the other week. My
Oh,
God, that was so
oh,
cute.
dude, it now here's the thing. I read the book, I told you, we were talking on bonus level, but
Mhm.
Project Hail Mary was like one of my favorite books last year. And so when I heard they were making this movie, I was like, I was excited for it, but I was also like, they could really mess this up. I don't know
Mhm.
how this Ryan Gosling guy is. I don't know.
Mhm.
I like bro earned a fan in me for sure
He
because
really showed out, man.
yeah, yeah. The movie was incredible. There are a couple things people are, like other readers of the book who like watch the movie are like, oh, they didn't talk about this. I'm like, there's no time. It was already like
Mhm.
a 2.5+ hour movie, but like the core relationship between Grace and Rocky is like the heart of the movie, and it's the heart of the book.
Mhm.
That's all that matters. And I think they did it so well. It's one of my favorite movies so far this year. It was really good. It was really,
Yeah, it was
really
great. It was just nice to have, like, a feel-good movie,
yeah,
like, just
yeah,
it's it's okay for movies to end good sometimes.
yeah,
Let's just be
yeah.
happy for once,
No, no,
but yeah, no, that was great. That was great. We'll talk more about that later.
for sure.
Um, Going off of Switch 2, Pat, I know we mentioned price
Mm,
increases, but this is I think this is something we talk about every couple of months, you and I, whether it's on bonus level or here on Double Kick.
yeah,
Hardware price increases, man. Like
it's crazy.
the most recent one, obviously, maybe not this most recent, but Switch 2 has been announced that it's going up like $50 soon
Yeah,
in the beginning of September. But Valve has just announced last week that the Steam Deck is going up just about like $300. So the 1 terabyte OLED is going up to 949 from 649, and
that's crazy.
it's crazy. It's literally through like, and the 512 is going up to 789 from 549. Pat,
Yeah, yeah.
what's going on here,
Now,
man?
I so first of all, what a crate like I know people were like bashing on like PlayStation and Xbox for like their price increases this year because I think PlayStation upped theirs by like $100 too recently, right?
Hmm.
Like,
Yep.
but the idea that you're going up $300 in one move is nuts.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine what this is going to do to the Steam machine when
Oh,
that comes
dude,
out. It's
I'm
going
so
to be like
bummed.
$1,300. Like, and the
Yeah.
whole point of that was like, all right, if you don't want to build a PC, like here's one for you, essentially,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Mhm.
and now it's like, well, you might as well build a PC because it's
Dude, you might as
gonna
well.
be, uh, uh,
Yeah,
it's just,
yeah.
it's nuts. I will say, I have seen a lot of people, rightfully so, but like, this is AI's fault. This is like the
Mhm.
whole AI industry's fault because it's taking up so much hardware. And if there's another reason to hate AI, I'm here, baby.
100%,
If AI
100%.
has no haters, I am dead. Like
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. This is an anti-AI podcast. I'm not happy with what it's doing to this industry. It's making like this hobby that should be, affordable to, at least most people. Like, but
Mhm.
it's making it very, very unaffordable to everyone, but like the top percentage of like people who can afford it, and that's unfortunate. This
Yeah.
is a hobby that should be open to everyone. And yeah, like you mentioned the Steam machine, like this says like very bad, like, prediction of what's gonna happen to, like, the
Oh yeah.
price of this machine. Like, if the Steam Deck is going up to almost $1,000 and the Steam machine, which is supposed to be 6 times more powerful than the Steam
Right.
Deck, and I can
Right.
only I can't even imagine, like, and that was something, like, I wanted to buy for, like, our living room just to have, like,
Oh
"Oh,
yeah. Oh yeah.
like, PC in the 2nd bedroom, and we have the Steam machine for the living room to play our PC games on the TV, and we just leave it
Yeah.
there."
Yeah.
And, I was like, "Okay, so if it's a $700 purchase, that is viable enough, but if it's, like, you know, above $1,000, Pat, like, that would be so
Yeah.
irresponsible of me to
Oh my
purchase,
god.
like."
Oh my god. Like I had heard rumors that like the price point was gonna be around like $900. That
Mhm.
was like what I had heard. And now I'm like, you've got to be talking near $1,500 at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be crazy. And like there's a part of me that's also like, Steam, are we planning on like postponing the release of the Steam machine because of this? Like,
Yeah,
because
yeah, I
people are
mean,
gonna be. I feel like people are gonna be up in arms about it, like the
Yeah,
price point.
you cannot release something to consumers at like a $1,500 price or even like 1,200. Like we can't people can't like buy groceries right now. People can't afford gas. Like what are
No,
we doing? This is
it's
and
totally
again,
crazy.
like I know on one hand, I'm not going to defend like a $1 billion company. On the other hand, I know it's not like, Valve's fault or, even like
No,
in one sense, sure, it's like, corporate greed it's always mixed into something, but it's like, these
mhm,
companies, the components are expensive, because
sure.
again, yeah, because of AI. So it's like,
Mhm.
they got to make their money somehow. And it's, I don't know, man.
It's tough, it's tough. I had heard recently that the Pope Leo, has
Yeah.
come out against AI, and there's so many people online that are like, "Are we about to do the Crusades again? Because 'Cause I'd be down for that if we're against AI."
Let's go. Let's tear down some data centers, man. Yeah, yeah. I was talking with some of my friends, and they were like questioning. I'm like, so since the Pope's against AI, can I
Are we
tell my
Catholic?
job can like go
Yeah,
using
yeah.
AI is against my religion? Like, what's going on here? Can I
I don't see why not. Like,
right?
The
Right?
Pope wrote a book on it. Like, it seems legit. It seems citing religious concerns is a big thing.
I'm saying, one of my friends like shared a thing on Instagram. It was like the atheism instantly leaving my body as soon as Pope Leo announces he's against AI.
It's just so funny because like so many like people who like were Catholics who like fell off are like, am I about to go back to the church? Like,
They're really pulling me back in here. Damn.
really? I mean, we got an American Pope. He's against AI. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Let me think about this now.
He's from Chicago and it's all that. So there we go.
So he doesn't know anything about pizza, but
Yeah,
that's
come on. Listen, listen.
yeah.
Can't have everything. Can't have
Can't
everything.
have everything. Can't have everything. But
His love is deep in his heart, as deep as in its dish. Pizza.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
I just the general idea of like data centers and whatever taking up like so much hardware, causing these price increases. Like, I think the gaming industry is really at like a pivotal moment right now, and I think it's important for the gaming industry, especially, to be against AI. And so, like,
Yeah.
when you see developers and stuff using it too, it's kind of like you're hurting yourself. Like, you're only going to end up hurting your own like company and the overall like infrastructure that's happening.
Right, right. Yeah, when you see like, the publishers and Microsoft and Sony like pushing AI, but also like having to up their console prices because of AI, it's like, why are we like pushing the thing that is causing your business to like take a turn and the industry as a whole to take a turn?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. And it's all money. It's all,
Yeah.
pleasing the
Yeah.
investors and stockholders, whatever. It's all money,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. It's all funny money.
It's all funny, man. It is what it is. I mean, hopefully, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if once if things settle down, if the AI bubble pops or whatever, if prices will eventually go back down.
Yeah.
But with these things, and more often than not, the prices don't go down once they are where they are.
Oh
So
yeah. Right.
yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully in a couple months, but I'm sure it's gonna be a lot longer than that until things settle down and RAM gets back to being available and whatnot. And Pat, what pisses me off the most? This whole RAM
Mhm.
thing, it affects my handheld emulation space,
Well,
bro.
I was just gonna say it's time to go back to supporting smaller creators, smaller like developers, but even they're gonna get hurt soon. Like,
Mm,
this is not gonna be great for us emulation boys. Like,
mm.
it's not gonna be fun.
Man.
All I have is retro gaming. All I
All
have is
I
retro
have
gaming.
is retro gaming. All I have is retro gaming. Oh, I gotta make that the title of the episode. That was great. Anywho, on that note, Pat, how about we take a little break and they'll come back with some games.
Let's do it. Let's do
All right, ladies, gentlemen, theys, and thems, welcome back. Pat, I got a couple games up coming up. Most of them are yours, but a couple of them I can put some input into as well because we played them
For sure,
together.
for sure.
Um,
Mhm,
you wanted me to put on this list right now,
mhm.
Friendslop.
Alright. So, Terry, we just talked about the rising tide of increased prices and things, and
Mhm,
you know what's funny? I was like, "You know what? Let's take a look back at ourselves. Let's see let's get back to gaming at, like, its most basic thing." I
mhm,
recently acquired a PC. I'm
mhm,
a PC
mhm.
boy now,
PC
um,
boy.
and so I mean, you know as well, but, like, I've been hopping on with you guys for, like, the random, like, $5 Steam games and things like that,
Mhm, mhm,
the little indie things. Big one we love is Peak.
mhm.
Love Peak. I've been seeing a lot of more of, like, Among Us, like, content, so Among Us might be coming back too.
Oh, nice, nice.
We played Sledding Game and RV There Yet, and
Mhm.
I love the idea of Friendslop, and I know I don't know how I feel about the name, like,
Sure.
because it feels derogatory in nature,
Mhm,
um, but I just like the idea of, like, a cheap little cozy, like, hangout game that you play with your friends.
mhm,
I'm seeing a lot more, like, ads for them now too, like, I think I sent you the one for, like, Crash Out Crew,
mhm.
which is made by the same people that did, Peak and, Another Crab's Treasure,
Nice.
and I'm excited to play that. I wanna get into all that. I really love that developing studio too, Aggro Crab. I think
Mhm.
they're
Yeah, they're
really
great.
cool, and, I mean, especially after Another Crab's Treasure, like, I'll support anything they do. It was so good. But, like,
Absolutely.
I think when the biggest one I'd like to talk about is Peak because it's the one I'm most familiar with. But like
Mhm,
I just love the simplicity of like you guys are all like these like scouts who are like on a plane that crashes. And now you're climbing to the top of the mountain. That's the only thing you have to do.
mhm,
Climb to the top of the mountain, don't get hurt, don't starve, don't die. Like that's
mhm.
that's as simple as it. And avoid the scoutmaster as much as humanly possible.
Right, right. Yeah. What a difficult game sometimes too.
Oh yeah.
It is hard.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think we've all made it to the top yet.
No, no, at least someone dies for sure.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
The first time we played, um, we had a whole group of us, but Shots went off on his own, and so like I felt obligated to go with Shots to make sure he didn't die. And I was just like, okay, like we'll climb this side or whatever. You guys will meet us up there. This most recent time, Shots wasn't online with us, and I had somehow gotten separated from everybody else. And I was just like, okay, this is not going to go well. I can't wait till I'm a ghost hunting these guys. and then, and then I made it to the top of the mountain, baby.
You did, you did.
I made it before everybody else, and I was like, "There's
Mhm,
no way." And so, like, I got to the campfire, and you know how when you're at the top of the mountain, the campfire will tell you like how far everyone else is away. You
mhm.
guys were like 250 plus meters out, and I was like, "How? How did I get here
Uh,
this quick?
uh, I'm still finding my footing, man. Come on,
This don't
help.
make sense."
Yeah, my favorite part is, like, losing track of someone and, like, obviously it's proximity chat, so if they're far away, you can't hear them, and then just suddenly their voice, like, pops up in your ear, it's like, "Oh, I died." It's
Hey,
like
hey, gang.
it's just such a aggro crab and this developer, they just they hit gold when they develop this game. 'Cause I think of Peak as kinda like it might not be the first, but it's, like, really one of, like, the peak games
The
of
pinnacle
Friendslop.
of
The
Friendslop. Yeah, yeah,
pinnacle of
yeah.
Friendslop, yeah, absolutely, and then
Mhm.
games kinda, like, develop around that. I know it wasn't the first, but, this kinda, like,
Yeah.
really cements it in. And yeah, I agree, the name can definitely sound a little derogatory, but I really do, enjoy the friend slop genre. Again, like, it's like convincing all your friends to buy a $60 game to play together is a lot harder of an ask than just like, "Hey, yo,
Yeah.
this game is for $8." Usually, they're on
Mhm.
sale for, like, half off, so they're, like, $4. It's, like, such a
Yeah.
low barrier to entry to get into a game that everyone, all of your friends can just jump in, play together. It might, be a simpler game, but it inspires that interaction between you and your friends. And again, proximity chat is so much fun. It's such a
Mhm, mhm.
cool element to play with. And there's a bunch of different games. RV there yet is a little more of a chill experience. You're like working together a
Well,
little more. Well, right. Yeah, maybe not chill, but
that
I
one
guess
we
just different.
play.
Where'd that bear come from?
Oh my
God.
god. My favorite part of RV area is, like, when the bridge was collapsed and there's just those 2 little, like, ramps on it, and I'm just in the front seat, and, like, all the characters have like, you're playing as these, like, little stubby, like, Danny DeVito type guys,
Mhm.
and they're all smoking cigarettes, chugging beers, and so we're just I'm sitting in the front seat of the RV, you're driving, and I just turn to you, and I do the animation to smoke the cigarette, and I'm like, "Gun it, Terry." And then and then we crashed so
Yeah,
bad,
we did, didn't we? We sure.
almost destroyed the RV.
I forget on that bridge when we the first time we crashed, obviously, and fell.
Mhm,
The
mhm.
second time when we had that idea to like use the long string or whatever on the front, did
Yeah.
that work? Like, did we pull ourselves up?
It did end up working, yeah.
Okay.
That's definitely what you're supposed to do.
I, I feel like we could have made that jump.
I feel like we could've. I feel like
I
we
like good.
totally could've.
I just need a little more speed. I need to figure out how to switch gears and all that. But again, like, yeah, like these games, and I feel like these games can really thrive, especially in this, you know, current environment, Pat,
Oh,
where
sure.
again, everything's expensive. Component prices are expensive.
Yeah,
Hardware is expensive. Software is expensive too. Games are 70, $80.
yeah.
Having games that, again, low barrier to entry, will run on
Mhm.
basically anything, like, you can even, like, run these on, like, a
Yeah,
laptop or something, like, it's a good moment for these
yeah,
Friendslop games where, friends wanna get together, but, not everybody has the money for a
yeah.
$80 video game to play, so it's a good time for it.
It's very reminiscent to me of, like, olden days, like, split screen, especially when you have, like, proximity chat, like, it
Yeah,
just
yeah.
feels like you're all back together and you're all just kinda hanging out and having a good
Mhm.
time,
It really
and,
does.
like and I think I really appreciate, like, the friend slop, like, genre for that because it's just like, I wanna be a little penguin on a sled. I
Mhm.
wanna be racing my friends, and I wanna fly off a mountain and have you guys hear my screams as I fall down.
Oh, my favorite moment was when we were, like, playing the sledding game, we were starting the race. I messed up or something, and you're like, "Oh, he biffed it, he messed up," and then I just
Yeah,
see you, like, go flying off the edge of the mountain
launch.
like,
Absolutely
"Oh,
launch.
I ain't
So
biffing, you biffed it."
here's the thing. With Friendslop games, like, I'm adapting to PC gaming. I've always been a console boy, and so
Mhm.
WASD is not intuitive to me. And so I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I will admit it for the podcast, Harry.
Okay,
When we
okay.
were playing the sledding game, when I flew off the mountain and I couldn't like control myself or anything. Whenever you're in the air in sledding game, I didn't know you can control like your angle in the air. I thought you're just
Sure,
going.
sure.
So like I had constantly just been hitting W because I wanted to go
Oh,
forward.
oh, so
And
you're doing
so I
front
was just
flips.
and so I'm just yeah, and I'm like, why is this happening to me? I don't understand. And so now I have a better handle on it. I'm ready for round 2 whenever we do that, you know what I
Good,
mean?
good, good, good. We will get to it.
We'll be back. Sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. The Friends Love games we have played so far for the audience out there, we've hopped into a sledding game, which is like a newer one. It's kind of like a more
Mhm.
chill out, like hang out with your friends kind of like type of thing. Obviously, Peak, RV there yet, which has been a lot of fun. There are a couple ones I want to try out, Pat. There's like the more like spookier ones I want to try out. Repo, which is
Ooh,
a lot of fun. You should look that up when you have time. You play as
okay,
these like little robots. Same idea. You have proximity chat, but you're going through like different levels. So it's like one level may be like a haunted house. One may be like the sewers or something like that. You're
okay.
collecting items to meet like a quota, and then you have to bring the
Mhm,
items back, and there are different monsters that spawn. So like some monsters that require different ways for you to like either avoid or take care of them. So one monster I remember in particular when me, Shots, and Dan were playing, it was like you can't he hears you. So, like, if you say anything, like, into your mic, he'll find
Oh,
you and, like, get
oh
you.
god.
So,
Yeah,
like, we literally I remember it was so funny. It was like Shots and we were, like, hiding under a table or something. Our
mm,
characters just, like, look at each other, and we're just like, I don't know, like, what are we supposed to do? Are we not supposed to say anything? And then just, like, the
yeah,
monster just, like, appears and, like, grabs us. I was like, "Ah!"
yeah,
It was so much fun. But yeah, that'd be fun. There's a ton of Friendslop games I think we
for
should get
sure.
into, especially if, they're only like $4 or whatever. So
Yeah. I've seen, a video y you talking about that just reminded me, there's, like, a game where you're, like, playing as, like, little, like, garden gnomes, and you're, like, trying to sneak
oh
into a house,
yeah. Mhm.
and it's the same thing where, like, you're trying to hide from, like, the owner of the house, I think,
Mhm.
and he's, like, trying to find you, and I've seen so many videos of people just getting yanked, and I think that'd be a lot of fun. I don't know the name of
Yeah.
it, I'll have to look it up, but
We'll have to go back into our Discord and like find all the games we sent to each other because I'm sure like
yeah,
70% of them are Friendslop games that we can just play.
for sure, for
For
sure.
sure. Did you want to get into your PC experience or have you kind of like touched on that as much as you wanted to?
That's pretty much everything I have done for a PC. Yeah, it's still
Mm.
relatively new, so I'm still kind of working it out. But expect more Pokemon ROM hacks to be coming down the
Yes.
pipeline. I started very briefly. Started Solar Eclipse, and that's been a lot
Okay.
of fun so far. So we'll see how that goes.
Good stuff. That's exciting. Very, very exciting.
Mhm.
There's that one that's like a huge remake of Emerald, Gamma Emerald. Have you heard of that one?
I have, I have. That's on the list. It's definitely on the list.
Heard.
From what I've seen, that looks hard.
Yeah, it
It
looks hard.
looks difficult.
Yeah. I don't know if it's fully out yet. I think just like a maybe a demo or something, but it looks really cool. ROM hacks are like there's too many for me to keep up with. That's like your expertise area. So,
Mhm.
anywho,
Sure.
coming up next, Pat, It Takes
Mm.
Two.
Oh, buddy. I there was one weekend, like maybe 2, 3 weeks ago where it was just like raining and the weather was like kind of like meh.
Mhm.
Um, and I turned to Kim and like we were in between shows because we had actually we'd done pretty well of like keeping up like week to week on like some of our regular shows that we would normally just wait for.
Mhm.
So we had nothing to do, and I'm like, "Hey, I've been hearing about this game for years. It's called It Takes Two. Do you want to give it a shot?" And so we did, and buddy, let me tell you, like couch co-op, like and like especially for like a couple, like this game was so good.
Mhm.
I it follows the story of this couple who their parents to this child, they tell their kid that they are getting a divorce. And she does not like that. She wants her parents to stay together. So she cries and she has these like little like voodoo doll puppets of her parents that then
Mhm.
like the parents get like turned into, and so you're playing the game trying to like get back to your real bodies. Um, but like it was so good and so like emotional. There was a lot of like moments where you're in the game and you're like, whoa, this is like really deep for like this what I expected out of this game. Because I
Sure.
didn't know what it was about, you know what I mean? Like when we started it, and I was just like, oh boy. But it's essentially its a entire purpose is co-op, and it's like designed to like you have to help each other. There's no like getting through this game on your own. There's no carrying the other person. Like you're totally reliant on each other doing what you're supposed to do
Mhm.
and making it through like every level. My favorite one is very early on. Like every level you get like different like powers or like abilities depending on like what like the arena is. Like the first one you're like in like the garage
Mm.
and you're just trying to navigate through the garage, and the guy's character who I was playing, he has these like three nails that he can like throw, and then the other character has the hammer, so like she can like swing and like nail stuff down. So there's a point where like she has to traverse using your nails, and so you're constantly like throwing nails trying to like get a good path for her to cross.
Mhm.
And it's funny because of course, I'm intentionally messing with Kim, and I'm like,
Sure, sure.
"Oh, forgot that one, whoops." But, like, it's so funny because like, the characters you get your get back immediately because the next phase of it is like, "Oh, I'm relying on you now, and there I go. There I died." But very good game. I like I said, the only thing I will say, there's a character in that game, I don't know if you've played this, it's called The Book of Love.
Hate the Book of Love.
He's so annoying, bro.
I hate the Book of Love
He's
so
so
much, bro.
annoying, dude.
The
I was
worst.
like, he would appear and Kim would be like, "I hope these characters get divorced because of this guy." Like,
You
he
know, he sucks.
sucks.
He
Like,
sucks so bad. It's like a common
and
sentiment around people with this game too. A lot of people say they hate the Book of Love.
it's just it's over the top. It's trying to, like, I don't even know. It's hard to describe without, like, showing you, but, like, he's just the worst. He's
Mhm.
annoying, he's constantly appearing, like, mid-level, and you're just like, "Get out of my way," and, like, you're hoping at some point that he's, like, a boss that you fight, and
Yeah.
that never happens. That never happens, and it's disappointing.
So did you guys complete the game?
We did.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah,
Mal and I played it, God, back in around when it first came out. I think maybe 2021 or 22.
yeah,
We got pretty far in, but we never beat it. And I remember like thinking after a while, I'm like, this game is really long. Like, why aren't I
yeah.
at the end yet? Like, I think
It's
we've
a lot longer than you think.
it's a lot longer than you think. Yeah, I think we left off. Again, it's been a while, so I might be wrong.
Mhm.
Around, like, the snowy level, either the snowy level or, like,
Oh,
the underwater, like, level.
yeah.
That's kinda, like, where we, like, kinda stopped playing. It was
Yeah.
fun, it was a lot of fun, but yeah,
Oh, yeah.
very long.
It's so, like, imaginative. I don't know what it is, but, like, anytime you take, like, regular, like, objects and, like, you have, like, characters, like, shrink down to, like, have these regular everyday, like, objects be, like, massive and, like, imagine like, such a creative world. I'm
Mhm,
very interested in that. Like, that one level you're talking about, the snow level, is, like, in a snow globe, and it's
mhm.
like a snow globe from, like, their first, like, vacation together. Like,
Very
it's
creative.
so yeah, it's so good, and, like,
Yeah,
again, Kim and I are just throwing snowballs at each other the whole
sure.
time. I'm like,
I
"Ah,
think you and Kim like, It Takes Two is fantastic. I think
yeah,
you and Kim will like the game the studio made afterwards, Split Fiction.
Split Fiction." I
Yeah,
we are going to play that eventually for sure because
yeah.
I looked it up and it looks a lot of fun. It reminds me of, like,
Mhm.
Portal, like, the way it's designed and stuff.
In a sense, yeah, yeah, but like the sci-fi versus fantasy of it all,
Yeah.
it's really good. I liked It Takes Two, but I think it was hard for me to like the characters, especially,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
towards the beginning and even middle of it, like, it's just like, "Oh my god, guys, you kinda both are the worst in, like, your own way."
Yeah.
Like, I
Oh, yeah.
I get the theme of the story and, divorce or parents that are getting divorced, trying to get back together, but I'm like, "Oh my god, I don't like you guys." But,
Yeah.
yes, Split Fiction, like, the characters aren't the deepest, but they're a little more likable, I guess, in a sense. But
Yeah.
it's fun, it's fun, it's fun.
Like I said, it was funny because, like, the whole time we're like, and I get the point of this, like, especially, like, you're kind of supposed to play it as, like, a couple, you know what I mean? Just to kinda, like, bond through that. The whole
Mhm.
time we're playing it, Kim and I are both like, "I don't want these people to end up together." Like,
Right, right.
they're not good for each other. And,
Right.
like, you spoilers for the end of It Takes Two, but, like,
Mhm.
they end up getting back together, but, like, ultimately, we were playing it, and we're like, I kinda hope this ends with, like, they get divorced, but they're friends again.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I
I think
think
I
that
think
would
that
have,
more
like, a more realistic ending to
I
this.
agree. Yeah, I was just about to say that, a little more realistic. I'm like, "Alright, this is fine." I think this studio I forget the name of this studio. It Takes Two studio. It is Hazelight Studio. Um, I think their games obviously focus more on, like, that co-op, very, like, imaginative, like, cool experiences. I think the stories can sometimes, be a little lesser than they're not the worst,
Yeah.
but just, like, maybe, like, a little not the main focus. which is
Sure.
fine. These games
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
a butt ton of fun to play. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
when we take a break, when we get there, I want you to look up a game. It's called Orbitals, Orbitals. It's another of this style of game, two players playing together,
Mhm.
but it's going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. And the
Ooh.
style of it looks really, really cool, Pat. It's like a 90s like anime aesthetic. So kind of like Sailor
Uh-huh.
Moon, like,
Mhm.
type of thing. Really cool. It looks really cool. And I'm really excited for this one to come out. But yeah, my
Yeah.
last question for you regarding It Takes
Mhm.
Two. How did you feel about the elephant scene?
Bro, we're monsters. We're monsters, and we should have been put down. Like, that whole like I said, I think that level was really cool because, like, you're in the girl's bedroom. I think her name is Riley. And you're going through, like, there's this, like, magical train that, like, constantly goes around. Like, the whole thing was very fun, but the whole point of this level is, like, well, we wanna make our daughter cry because we think her tears are what caused us to do this. So,
Mhm.
how do we do that? Let's murder her favorite stuffed animal. Let's make her cry. I don't know how old this kid is supposed to be because like, art-wise, she's at least, like, 10, but I'm like, if your kid's crying at, like, your stuffed animal ripping, like, I feel like that's younger to me, I don't know,
Yeah,
but
probably like 8 or 9, maybe 7.
you get to the end of this level, and you you're like, this stuffed elephant is begging you for its life. And there's one point where, like, you rip one of the legs off or whatever, and then you're just dragging it, and I was like, "Oh my god." This is
Yeah,
so like, it was so funny because it was so dark that I was like, "This is insane. Like, this is totally crazy. This
it's
is
wild.
straight up murder. Like, these people are bad." Like,
So I'm saying, I'm like, "I don't like these people. What are you doing right
no,
now?"
no. It was crazy.
Crying. I
But,
again, I didn't
like I
play
said,
the
it's
game,
such a
and
good game.
yeah, yeah. Spoiler wise, does the elephant like come back to life or something? Does it come back?
No, I think it straight up dies.
Wow.
Or at
Wow.
least they don't talk about it after that. So
Jesus.
maybe they sew it back together, but like you push that you from the Lion King, you are Scar, and that is Mufasa, and you throw it into the belly of the beast, like it's gone.
Whew. Whew. Rest in
I was like,
peace.
oh, that's so messed up, dude. It's
R-
so messed up.
Rest in peace, man. Yeah. On that note, um,
Mhm.
why don't we take another break and think
Let's have
about
a
what has
moment of
occurred.
silence.
Let's have a
Yeah.
moment of silence for the elephant. We'll be right
Mhm.
back. All right, welcome back, Patrick.
Yes, sir.
I've only got one game for us today. I'm deep in the bellies of this game that I talked about on the last episode with our other Patrick, Pat Kernan. Got a lot of
Ooh,
wow. But
a
this
lot of
it's a game
Patricks.
called Patrick's. It's a game called Metaphor Fantasio. That's a game. It's a really big, meaty RPG. So that's
Mhm.
something that like I'm working on, slowly but surely. But again, I brought that up last episode. There's another game that I just recently bought. It came out this past Thursday. It's
Okay.
called Mina the Hollower. So, are you familiar at all with Shovel Knight, Pat?
I don't think so.
Okay, no worries. Shovel Knight's like one of those really big like indie games that came out, God, back in like when the 3DS was still a thing. One of those
Okay.
like, it was like one of the first like really big Kickstarter games that like, got
Mhm.
most of its funding from Kickstarter. People really loved like the, NES, SNES, like presentation of it all. It was kind of like a side
Yeah.
scroller, like an NES, SNES style and color and all that kind of stuff. Kind of difficult. You had like it was like a Mega Man type of game, really.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, super beloved by the community. It gained this and this that was this indie developer's like first like big game. So since then, this is their like, second major game to come from them. It's called Mina the Hollower. In this
Mm,
gamepad, it looks really cool. I encourage you to look it up if you can. It's got a you play as this mouse. Her name is Mina, and it kind of has like a Link's Awakening feel. So you're moving your
Okay.
sprite-based character, got the up and down, left and right. So it's not just a side scroller. It's kind of like up, up, down, left, right.
Yeah.
Link's
Yeah.
Awake, yeah, think like Link's Awakening or Link to the Past, some other games. Again, yeah, up, down, left, right, got the,
Mhm.
diagonals and all that. Super, super difficult game. I've died like I've only like maybe like 2 or 3 hours in. I've died like 10 times, dude. Like
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah, and I've only beat the first boss. It's super difficult. I think as I unlock, you can unlock like more health and defense as you go along. But I'm having a lot of fun. So yeah, it's very Link's Awakening in terms of like presentation and movement, but there's a lot of
Yeah.
other elements that come along into it as well. So the game kind of has like this like Castlevania vibe to it. So it's very like kind of like
Okay.
gothy,
Mhm.
um, very like Halloweeny. Like it's not like a specific Halloween game, but there's a lot of
Yeah.
like Halloweeny, like creepy like elements to it all. Giant
Mhm.
castles. You got like looks like zombies and like maybe vampires and stuff like that. And it also has this like Bloodborne feel to it. In
Okay.
with Bloodborne, Pat, it's like one of those like FromSoft games that are really hard.
Mhm.
But one of
Mhm.
the big major components of Bloodborne is like if you get hit by an enemy, Pat, your health bar goes down, but you have a chance to gain some of that health back if you like
Right. Right.
hit them enough or something like that.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
this game kind of like has a little bit of that. So where like as you're like fighting enemies, you have these vials of health. And the
Okay.
vials of health, from what it seems like so far, is you get 3 vials and they start off as empty. And if you use them while they're empty, you don't get any health back. But as you're like hitting enemies and like defeating them, the vial goes up and up and up and up. So like you can like heal yourself once they're like, partially full or full, but you have to like play aggressive. You have to like be fighting these enemies. So it rewards being up in their face and like, constantly attacking and stuff like that. It's a
Mhm.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um, one of Mina's main abilities is called hollowing. So Mina the Hollower and hollowing. And what that does for her is like she can like jump into the ground and kind of like burrow around for like a second and then she jumps
Okay.
back out. So it's like it's really fast paced. It's a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. But like
Mhm.
fast paced combat. So you're hitting the enemies with whatever weapon you choose at the beginning. You have like 3 weapons to choose from. They're like daggers, a whip, and like an axe. So it's like fast weapons to slow weapons,
Yeah.
but you're hitting enemies, and then once they hit you, you can like jump into the ground and burrow around. You can like, and she burrows super quick, so you could like burrow around behind them, jump out, hit them again, jump down, burrow. But with the
Okay.
burrowing, like
Okay.
yeah, it's really cool, but you gotta like it's not instantaneous. You gotta time it. So there's like
Mm.
half a second where she's like jumping into the air before she goes
To
into the
dig.
ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So you really gotta like kind of time it, and I think
Mhm.
it's gonna be one of those games where you really gotta, like, get the feel for the
Yeah.
combat. You gotta kinda, like, start to learn its language. Kinda like,
Yeah.
kinda like how Silksong and Hollow Knight kinda feel. It's like,
Sure.
you gotta, like, just, learn the language of fighting and combat. So, again, like, I've died about 10 times or something like that, but
Mhm.
none of those deaths felt cheap, and I've always had the sense of, "Oh, I can't wait to go back and fight this guy again to see if I
Yeah.
could do better," or, I still have that rush that, Hollow
Yeah.
Knight and Silksong and FromSoft
Mhm.
games give me of, "Let's get back in there, let's try it again." And I think that's
Yeah.
what makes a game really great is when you have that feeling of, "I lost, but I can't wait to get back in there and try again," you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, it's those type of games where you're like, even if you fail, you're like you're learning from failure, and you're like, okay, like that strategy didn't work. What can I do now to like, if that didn't work, let's try this, or something
Mhm.
like that. Well, question for you: when she's like digging, can you use? I don't know how the game works. Can you like dig to like trap them in like a hole, or like does that stumble them at all?
I'm sure not yet, but again, I'm very
Maybe
early on, so that
eventually.
that
Yeah.
seems like one of those things that you could like implement later on because you get these things called trinkets, and they seem like that there's some kinda, like, power-ups or something. I don't have
Yeah.
any of them yet, so that might be, like, one of those things that you could, like, add on to it.
Okay. Okay.
The jump currently, like, what you can do is, it acts as like it acts as a long jump as well. So you jump into the ground, you burrow, and then once you jump out of the ground, she jumps farther. So, like, you can use
Okay.
that to, like,
Okay.
platform, so it has its platforming advantages. Again, you can use it to dodge. So, like, if
Yeah.
an enemy the one boss I fought, when he hits sometimes when he hits the ground, like, little tiny mini tornadoes will spawn out, like,
Oh
360
god.
degrees around him and just, like, go
Yeah.
around the map. So, like, I'll
Yeah.
jump into the ground, burrow
Mhm.
under the tornadoes so I can avoid them, pop back out, hit the enemy, and again, it works as, like, an evasive maneuver, but you also move, like, super fast when you're under the ground. So if I'm getting chased, burrow under the ground, you go a little faster and get out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of
Okay.
fun. Again, the presentation's beautiful. The pixel art is top tier.
Mhm.
It's a lot of fun. This is a game that is getting like really really good scores. IGN gave it a 10 out of 10, which is kind of like
Oh, wow.
rare for that outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's been a lot of fun. I've been playing it on my my emulation handheld, my Portal with
Mhm.
a OLED screen. It looks beautiful. It makes the colors pop.
Mhm. Mhm.
I've been playing it through this like Steam PC emulation app called Game Native, which will just like download the app or the game onto like the Android handheld itself, and you're kind of like emulating it. And it's been running fantastic.
Nice.
It's more of a lightweight game, so those games kind of work well on those little handhelds. But yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's a lot of fun. Definitely look into it. I don't know if it'll
Yeah.
be 100% your type of game. Not that, you're not a gamer and into the hard games, but
Hey, listen. I have no shame in being like, I don't like being frustrated when I play games. Like,
sure, understood. Just keeping it a
yeah.
buck. But there are a lot of
Just keep
again,
it in
if
the
you
book.
look it up and you like the presentation and maybe you're like, maybe this would be something I want to try out. There are a lot of modifiers to where you can like change the way the game plays. So you'd be like, more health, or maybe like bosses go down easier, or
Yeah.
I move faster, or what have you. So you can tailor the game how you want to play it, which is good.
Mhm.
I think there should be like
Yeah,
those modifiers out there for everybody.
for
But yeah,
sure.
yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I will bring this up more often throughout these episodes as I play it a little longer, because this is a game I think I'm going to stick with and get a lot out
Nice.
of. Absolutely.
Nice. So you said it's like a when you say it's like a pixelated thing, are you talking like Sea of Stars like type like animation, or like what would you compare it to?
I would compare it to Sea of Stars in terms of, yes, it's like pixel graphics, but Sea of
Yeah.
Stars might even be a step above this in terms of like
Okay.
fluidity of like character animation. Like if Sea of Stars is like the the like Super Nintendo game
Yeah.
that we all want to go back and play, this would be like a step earlier than that, like, just the Nintendo Entertainment System. So,
Gotcha.
again, like, Link to the Past, like, I mean, it's kinda hard to explain because it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
as a Link's Awakening, Links to the Past, like, art style, the
Mhm.
pixels, like, Sea of Stars, the pixels are super dense, so you're getting a lot of
Yeah.
pixels on screen, so the way, like, the characters can, like, move super fluid. These pixels
Mhm.
are a little, like, blockier, so the overworld sneeze, sorry, Imma keep that
Bless
in,
you.
be
Bless
organic.
you.
Thank you, thank you. So the overworld is a little simpler than
Yeah.
Sea of Stars, and I say simpler, but, like, it still looks really good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but again, it's that art style, but with modern day, like, accoutrements on top of it. So,
Accoutrement.
you
Yeah.
accoutrement on top of it. So it moves very
Mhm.
fluid. Like, it looks simple, but, like, it plays great because,
Yeah.
obviously it's a modern game. So, yeah, I would say it's like that Nintendo Entertainment System of,
Okay.
like,
Okay.
things, but again, there are so many colors. It looks
Yeah.
great. It
Yeah.
feels great. So it's like
Mhm.
a blending of, like, two worlds
Yeah.
that are really cool to see get blended together.
Nice. The only reason I ask is because I I love what like modern game developers are doing with like old like pixelation style, like a Sea of Stars, or like there's
Mhm.
so many games out there now that are like using that art style, and like I think you and I both tend to gravitate towards that stuff more than like your average person,
Yeah,
just because it's kind of like nostalgic and like, we're just kind of reliving the good old days of
absolutely.
old school gaming. But you know,
It's just such a unique,
interesting.
like, art style, like,
Yeah.
I love 3D games, obviously, but, that the 2D, the pixel graphics, like,
Yeah.
it's where, video games originated, but to see what
Hmm.
modern day, what modern day, like, engines and, like, what modern day developers can do
Yeah.
with these older, like, art styles is so cool to see. Because again, like, we grew up with that. That's what we, like,
Yeah.
you know that's what we were, like, raised on, but, like, having them be refreshed in a modern sensibilities is so, so cool to see. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I'm really, like, thankful for, like, growing up how, like, we grew up because we could kind of
Hmm.
experience kind of things, maybe not from, like, very beginning, but, like, pretty close to the beginning
Yeah.
to now,
Yeah.
you know? But, yeah.
For
So
sure.
that's Mina the Hollower. I'll bring this up a little more as things go on. It's a $20 game, so,
Hmm.
you can't beat that, and,
Can't beat that.
can't beat that. Yacht Club Games, everybody go out and support
Mm-hmm.
them. This game is kinda I think it's on everything. It's on Switch 2, day 1, it's on
Mm-hmm.
Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, and all that. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's Mina the Hollower. Let's move on a little bit. Pat,
For sure. For sure.
Fallout 4, my man.
Not my typical game.
Yeah.
Um, so we watched Fallout. We watched season 2 of Fallout for bonus level.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
a little while after we had finished that, we already had a bunch of the Fallout games because Kim had them, and I was talking to her about. I'm like, I really like this world. I really think it's interesting. Like,
Mhm.
what game should I start with? And she's like, to be honest, if you're gonna like try to lock into this like universe, start with Fallout 4 and then like work your way like backwards almost.
Yeah.
Just because trying to go further back, she was like, you might not like it immediately because it builds up and like,
Mhm.
but starting Fallout 4, oh my god. Like, first of all, I really love the Fallout universe in general, just because I think there's something really cool about like the aesthetic of like future post-apocalyptic like world, but 50s like themes and like they mesh together so well, and
Agreed.
I don't really know why. It's
Mhm.
interesting. Like I there are other like things that like there are other like IPs, I guess, that like blend two of those like sorts of things together, but like there's just something about like the aesthetic of like the 50s in like post-apocalypse that's like really interesting and really cool. I guess it's like probably like a Cold War thing. I don't know. I won't go too far into that, but
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree,
you
though. I
know.
agree, absolutely. Uh-huh.
But so the game starts out. You are running into this bunker because the post-apocalypse is starting, baby. We got to get out of here.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and it's this father with his wife and his child, and they're trying to run into this bunker that he has bought for them. As he's like going into like his like little cryo chamber, he looks at his wife and his son, and like as he's going in, as he's like getting frozen in, the wife gets like shot and killed,
Crazy.
and the son gets taken. And
Mhm.
so and then he freezes, and then he wakes up, and it's hundreds of years later, who knows. And his wife is now dead, and he has to go find his son, and that's the whole start of the game.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten super far into it. I'm probably, gosh, I don't know. It's so big, and it's
Mhm.
so like, you know, do whatever you want. I spent so much time, Terry, just like building up my little like development, because
Ah, you're into the
what
building, huh?
once you go back to your neighborhood, like there's a certain point in the game where like you can start building and like creating like a community.
Mhm.
And bro, I spent so much time clearing the development out. I cleared out all the houses and everything, and I'm just building new ones, and I'm putting in
Mhm.
water for people. I'm planting the garden.
That's
I'm
good.
out, I'm out here building community, Terry. That's all I'm
There's,
trying to
like
do.
the Fallout 4 player base from what I've experienced over the years, there's, like, it's 50-50. 50 50% people love the settlement building, 50%
Mhm.
think it should, like, die in the wasteland, so that's
Yeah,
cool. It's
yeah.
I liked it too, so I like that
Mhm.
you like it.
Yeah. I There's so many companions in Fallout 4 too, like, it's so cool to, like, see the wide range of characters. I will say, and I might get hate for this,
Uh-oh. You
Codsworth
like
can
Chris?
go. Codsworth
Oh,
can go.
wow.
I hate
Wow.
him, bro. He's the first one that you
Wow.
meet, and, like, immediately off the rip, I'm like, "Get this clanker out of my face
Whoa.
right now."
I'm crying, I'm
It
crying.
was so funny too, because like as I'm talking like that, and like Kim and I are like laughing, and she's like, "Oh, the whole premise of this game is going to be very interesting to watch you play, because like synths have a lot to do with it, and like
Mhm,
are synths like real people?" And I'm like, "Get
mhm.
this clanker out of here. He doesn't have feelings. Get out of my face."
You're gonna have an interesting time. There's gonna be a lot of moral dilemmas, I think, for you as you play this game. So how
Yeah.
much do you know about Fallout 4? Like, do you kinda, like, know the endings and,
I'm
like
So from what I know, and again, this is just what I've kind of heard over the years, I'm pretty sure the son is the bad guy. Like he turns
okay,
out to be the bad guy.
okay.
That's kind of it. I know, like I said, I
Mhm.
know there's a lot to do with like the human, like people's humanity, and like what makes you a person.
Right.
One of the side characters, I'm trying to find him. Nick Valentine plays like a big
Mhm,
role in that.
mhm.
So I'm currently trying to find him. The last mission I did was like on my way to go get him, and I'm walking around the city. I think it's like takes place in Boston, because I think
Yeah.
the one area is like Fenway Park, which is really cool.
Mhm.
Um, but so there's this there's this little like park that's like outside of like Fenway, but it has this like little pond,
Oh
and
god, yeah.
and Kim was like, "Don't go in that water."
Dude, touch that water.
And I'm like, "Why?" And, like, I remember, like, just running around, like, doing random things. I forgot she had said that, and so I accidentally, like, jumped into the water. I was like, "Oh, no," whatever, and I'm like, "Oh, is it, like, poisonous or something?" And then this gigantic monster starts attacking me,
Swan, bro, swan.
and I'm like, "Whoa, whoa."
Run!
Oh
Run!
my god.
That's funny, Pat.
Uh,
When we went to PAX, a couple months ago, it was up in Boston, obviously,
mhm,
and I'm walking and Dan was more familiar with the area because he lived there, so he's showing us
mhm.
around, and, like, my only context of Boston at that point
It's
was
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4. So I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, I've been there before in Fallout 4. Oh my god, that's where Swan attacks you in Fallout 4."
Yeah.
So so and these, like, really cool historical things that, like, history buffs would be like, "That's from this in history." I'm like, "No, that's where the railroad is in Fallout 4. That's where I went down there and you
Yeah,
join up with this
right.
crew." And like, but yeah, it's cool to have these like American like cities and landmarks be like the
Mhm.
basis of these games. And Fallout 4 does a fantastic job of recreating Boston. Obviously, a little more like minimized because it has to fit into
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a video game, but they do a fantastic job of like creating these
Mhm.
different like neighborhoods. And yeah, just going back on like a couple things that you said, I too enjoy like this like 50s like apocalypse feel because again, like there's so many different apocalypse games and apocalypse
Mhm.
media. It's like what twists can you put on it that I think,
Yeah.
really defines like, how good your apocalypse game is going to be.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
there's The Last of Us, which plays it a little more safe, but I think they have that,
Yeah.
the fungus aspect of it, which I think is pretty cool and how that interacts with people. You've got like, you've got Mad Max, which has their own twist on things. And then, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Fallout 4 just has this like aesthetic to where like, microcomputing never existed. So all
Mhm.
machines are
Mhm.
still these giant, chunky like machines.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
it's really, really cool. And Fallout 4,
Mhm.
I think if you do continue with it, the
Yeah.
main story is okay. It's obviously, there, but it's
Mhm.
not I don't think it's the main draw of this game. I think the side quests, the companions, the
Yeah.
things you can get into is a lot of fun. The open world's fun. But one thing I loved about Fallout 4, the one DLC it has, it's called Far Harbor. And I think you can
Mhm.
start it. I forget at what point you can start it. I think you have to play a little bit into like the main story before you can like go to it. But it's like it's
Yeah.
one of the best DLCs I've ever played of like any game, Pat. Um,
Hmm.
Might be better than all the DLCs in Skyrim too, and you know how I feel about Skyrim.
Ooh,
So, yeah, it's
ooh,
really cool, like,
okay.
it's this entire separate island that you go to, and it's got this, like, dreary, like, rained out, like, port town, but it's a huge island, and it has a great story, and the aesthetics of it are really cool. So, I would urge you,
Mhm.
at least play up until you get there and check that out because it's
Yeah.
really, really cool.
All right. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I definitely want to get back to it. It's been a little bit since I played it just because there's been so much going on. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I definitely want to get back into it because like you said, I think too, like going back a little bit, you're talking about like other post-apocalypse like universes. I think it's a very interesting genre, obviously. I think a lot of them, like your Last of Us or Mad Max, or whatever, I think they kind of play it safe with like the timing, where like Last of Us kind of feels like it could happen whenever. You know what I
Sure.
mean? It's not like super specific to like when it takes place. Fallout does this thing where like they have chosen that like nope, this is the era it's in. Humanity like never really evolved past doing things this way. Like it just kind of
Mhm.
always did this. So like even like your vault tech like watch is like this big,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's all like it's a deliberative choice, and I really like it. The mech suit that like you wear when you're like taking the Brotherhood of Steel thing, like
Oh, yeah.
that mission is so cool because like you get into the suit and then you have to fight like one of those giant monsters,
Mhm. The
and
death claws.
you're immediately like, oh, I have no idea what I'm doing, and like I'm like, I guess I'm gonna blow up this car when it's around it. I think that'll work.
I guess
I'm
so.
like,
Let's do that. You're
yeah,
playing canonically how the guy in the show played it. Maximus, is
that's
that
what
his
I'm
name?
saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's really cool. It's like again, like it's got that unique aesthetic, unique time period in there. And
Mhm.
it's a lot of fun. Fallout 4 is just one of those games you can get absolutely lost in. And I think that can be hard. Again, we're working adults and games like these require you to like really put hours into and just kind of explore and all that. So it could be hard to find the time. But
For
this is one
sure.
of those games that really rewards you just like, checking every nook and cranny and
Yeah.
going around and doing all these different side missions and all that. So it's a huge world that it's a
Mhm.
lot of fun to play. I remember just sinking like so many hours into this game, just walking around and doing nothing. It's
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
I would like find like one settlement. I'm like, this is gonna be my main settlement. And I'd have this like I'd build this garage, Pat, and it'd be like this huge garage. And obviously
Mhm.
there's no cars in the game. So instead of
Yeah.
cars, I would park all the power armors that I would find like in the garage, just
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
lined up like soldiers in a row.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I think you'd get some enjoyment out of it if you continue further.
For sure, for sure. I think I will, just trying to get a solid foundation, laying it brick by brick. And speaking
Brick
of
by brick.
bricks, Terry, the
Let's do
newest
it.
game that I'm playing, I don't know if you've heard, it's a little indie thing.
Mhm.
It's called
Mhm.
Lego Batman.
This is a new
Uh,
it's a new character just being
yeah,
introduced, they're
yeah.
testing the waters of a
Right.
man in a bat suit.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Mhm.
Very
I'm so
unique, very
excited.
unique, very original. Yeah. So last game I have for us today, Terry, is Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight. Um, God, I love Lego games. Let's
Mhm.
just put that out here. If you don't like Lego games, jump off now
So we're
because
biased. We're biased right now,
big time. I think growing up, one of my favorites was like Lego Star Wars, like the
obviously.
the
Oh.
complete saga when they had like 1 through 6, like so
Mhm.
good. But when I heard this game was announced, I was like, "Oh, okay, okay. Let me dust off the PS5 real quick. Let's see what
Yeah,
we can get
honestly.
into." But Legacy of the Dark Knight starts off like well, first of all, let's start from the very beginning.
Okay. Yeah,
Starts
yeah.
off Bruce is a little boy with his parents. Terry, the Lego is so funny. It's
Mhm.
so ridiculous. The world when Bruce is a little boy with his parents is so bright and colorful. There's rainbows, there's birds chirping, like Bruce
Of course.
walking up to his parents and he's like, I just love that we're all here together. Like,
Stop, bro.
I'm so
Stop.
serious. You play this first level where you have to find like he wants to wear this like little costume because they're going to see the Gray Ghost
Mhm.
movie. And so Bruce is like, I want to find my Gray Ghost costume. And so you have to like collect the pieces to it. And like
Oh,
you're just
man.
walking around with his dad, and his dad's like, Bruce, go look over there. It might be over there. And then when they get to the scene where his parents are killed, it's so funny because like it does the like little like Lego like pearl necklace thing that happens so frequently. It's so funny.
That's
Just
awful.
because it then juxtaposes right to like the world is dark and terrible, and like this guy has no hope in him at all.
Amazing.
It
Amazing.
I think this game does really well at like blending the stories, and I think Lego always does this, but like they took essentially every movie from like the first Batman with like Michael Keaton all the way through to like the Batman with Robert Pattinson.
That's what I heard. They
It
kinda, like,
blends
blend, like, the
everything.
worlds, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's so good. Like you start off um year one Batman. So like first of all, he goes through like training. So he trains like he does in like the Dark Knight or Batman Begins,
Mhm.
where like he's training under Ra's al Ghul and with like Talia, and they're going through like learning all the different skills and everything. It's kind of a really good like tutorial like space too, because it teaches you like the combat system and like the stealth system and all that.
Mhm.
Um, Another game that highly encourages stealth that I go, nah, miss me with that.
Nah.
Miss
My
me with
Batman
that.
punches people.
My Batman isn't out here to not make noise, bro. Like I
I love
and,
that.
and like legitimately, Lego, like in the game, they're like, yeah, if you stealth kill somebody, like you'll get a lot more bricks. And I'm like, I'm gonna miss out on a lot of money.
Missing a lot of money,
I'm
it's worth
just-
it, though.
yeah, I just want hands, baby. But
Have you and
so,
Kim been playing this, like, co-op at all?
oh no, she's been
Oh, wow.
purely watching me. I've been having so much fun.
Respect.
But she watches, and she's very involved in my playthrough because there's so many like they do like the Joker puzzles like in Arkham, and
Mhm.
there's so much there are legit times, Terry, and like this is a children's game. Let's be clear.
Sure.
There's
Sure.
so many times where I look at her and I'm like, I need help. I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't
I
know,
don't
bro, I don't
I don't know
know.
how to do this.
Help.
Um, it's just they've packed so much into this game though. Like you start off with that, then you have like year one Batman where you're like Robert Pattinson, and like you do the
Mhm.
penguin chase scene and like the
Oh,
Batmobile.
oh,
So good.
so
So
good.
good. And then it jumps to like you're the Michael Keaton Batman, and you essentially do the whole like storyline with him versus Joker,
Okay.
like getting like the Smilex factory and all that. And then Joker turns into the Heath Ledger Joker.
Okay.
Because at the end of Batman, like that Joker dies. Like
Okay.
in the Michael Keaton one, like he dies at the end. So like he turns into the Heath Ledger one, and then you kind of like save him for later. But so it just kind of ramps through like all the movies. You have Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, like everyone you can imagine. Kite Man is in this game, Terry.
Mm.
Kite Man. I don't know if you're familiar.
No.
Kite Man is like a very jokey character in like the Batman like Rogues Gallery.
Okay.
Like his whole thing is like he's a guy who has like a literal like kite on his back, and he just kind of
Okay.
flies around and is like annoying.
Hell
And
yeah.
his catchphrase is "Kite Man, hell yeah!" And that's the whole thing.
That's my new
That's
favorite
his
character.
whole thing. Oh, he's awesome! It's so funny.
So this game, like, it has, like, the from what the from the reviews I've heard and from what I've heard
Mhm,
people talking about it,
mhm,
is, like, it's less of a Lego Batman game and more of a,
mhm.
like, a or less of a Lego Arkham game and more of an Arkham game with Lego, like, on top of it.
Yeah. So I mean, like the combat system is very similar to like the Arkham games, where like
Right.
you're punching people, you're trying to dodge. There's ways that you can like upgrade your skills and abilities. There's so many collectibles. Like I said, there's all the Joker puzzles. You have to find like little like Wayne Tech like technology to like upgrade your stuff, and that's
Mhm.
kind of what I'm working through now since I finished the story. But it's so big for like a Lego game. Like it just feels so like massive. You can
Mhm.
explore all of Gotham and like there
Nice.
are 9 different like districts to Gotham,
Oh, wow, wow.
and it's just so like I didn't expect it to be as big as it is,
Mhm.
but I it's one of those games that like I said, it's for children, but like literally anybody could enjoy it if they're like a fan of the character.
Sure.
And it goes through like you adopt Robin, like you find like Barbara Gordon as Batgirl.
Cool.
You partner with Catwoman at times, you partner with Talia al Ghul, you partner with Jim Gordon. Like there's so many different things that you can do in this game, and you can play it however really you want. I
Mhm.
kind of went through the story and now I'm going back for like all the collectibles and things, but like
Mhm.
doing the story itself probably took like 12-ish hours. I kinda got
Okay,
sidetracked a little bit, so it was more like 15 for me, but, like,
okay. And you beat the story
it's
already?
yeah, mhm,
Okay.
mhm,
Gotcha.
yeah. So the story itself goes up through Dark Knight Rises,
Okay.
but obviously it ends a little differently, but, like, yeah, the basic plot of the game is, like, the uh, Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and, like I said, it including all those, like, '90s ones is, like, little, like, side pieces. Up through Dark Knight Rises because it the game starts and ends with like the League of Shadows, and it kind of like bookends itself with that. But it's so good. Getting like all the little like different bat suits, and like you can purchase different Batmobiles and things.
Oh, cool.
Uh, the character Batmite is in this game, and I don't know if you're familiar with Batmite. He is a fifth dimensional being. He's like this little like fairy type thing. He's very annoying, but he just wants to be part of the game, and, like, that's what he
Uh-huh.
says in game. He's like, "I just wanted to be in the game." So he's, like, the shop owner, so he'll sell you, like, different, like, costumes and things like that.
Okay. You say
It's
bat might, like MITE, bat might?
MI yeah, That might
Like
yeah,
a
and
termite?
he's a real thing. Look him up. Look him up.
Okay.
He's a real character. He's this little guy. He's often depicted as, like yeah.
I see. I
Yeah.
see.
He's like a little, like, gremlin, like, kinda little guy. He shows up in the comics every now and again. He's like I said, he's kind of there just to annoy Batman a lot of the
Sure.
time.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, the only critique of this game I have is like they only have Dick Grayson as
Okay.
Robin, and then he becomes Nightwing later on.
Mhm.
There's no reference to any of the other Robins or anything like that. And like maybe they'll do like a DLC
A DLC or
eventually,
something. Right.
because like there is when you have to like create the bat cave and you have to like upgrade it and stuff.
Mhm.
um you get like the suits, like all of the bat suits like in the bat cave, and it shows them all. There's an area that comes up for like more suits, and I'm sure it's for like DLC. Like the I got like the pre-order bonus even though I didn't pre-order the game. And it
Mhm.
has like the Dark Knight Returns bat suit, and there's other sections that aren't like dedicated to Batman that I'm like, oh, is that like a Jason Todd section? Like I wonder what's gonna
Ah.
go there eventually. So we'll see. We'll
Okay.
see.
Wha what's that bat suit? The one that covers, like, his entire face? It's, like, all black. What's that one?
Oh, Batman Beyond.
Batman
Batman
Beyond.
Beyond.
In every Arkham
Bruh.
game, bro, once I unlocked that suit, that was my suit.
It's got like the red bat logo on it and stuff, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Batman Beyond. This suit's so cool.
Batman Beyond is awesome. I That was a show that I watched as a kid that like I
Mhm.
never understood that like that's a different guy. That's not
Right.
Bruce Wayne. It's
Because
like a
Bruce Wayne was like
clone
the
of Bruce Wayne. Like,
Bruce Wayne was like the old guy, the mentor
yeah,
kinda like, right?
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
Terry McGinnis is the character.
Let's go. Let's go. No, it's really cool to hear about, this game.
Mhm.
So you're not different Batman along the way, like, you're just the one Batman, and this follows a
Yeah.
story, like, his story, right?
Mhm. Yeah, you're
That's pretty
essentially
cool.
you're going through like his entire like Batman career.
Mhm.
Because the game kind of ends with like it could be his like retirement, but then like again, like Lego loves to do like comedy, and so
Sure.
at the end of the game, they're having this like serious thing. Like he reveals himself to like Jim Gordon. Spoilers for Lego Batman, but
Mhm.
he reveals himself to Jim Gordon, and then like somebody on the street is like calling for help, and he like puts the mask back on. And he's like, "There's still more to do," and that's kind of the game.
That's really cool. That's really I really like that. I like the,
Mhm.
blending, like, it's like the greatest hits, like, kinda all
Yeah,
combined into, like,
yeah,
one story, like, I really like that instead of, like, bouncing from, like, this is the, Batman Begins Batman, this is the
mhm,
Beyond Batman, this is, like, different one. It's just
right.
like, this is one story, kinda like
This is one, right?
an original story, quote, unquote,
Yeah,
original, um,
yeah.
but, like, having that, like, play out and, like, you play that from beginning to the end and experience this Batman, that's really cool. I really like that,
Mhm.
once I lend you my Bonanza, you'll have to lend me this one so I can,
Oh,
like, play it through.
oh, we'll have a trade for sure,
Have a
for sure.
trade, baby. That's really cool. So you
I
enjoyed go on.
no, I was just gonna say I really like that. Lego, like I said, Lego's so funny, and like Lego games are always so funny because like there's always these little like references. So like when you're fighting the Penguin, like Penguin was famously played by Danny DeVito. So
Mhm.
there's a point where in the Penguin boss battle, he's like, "So anyway, I started blasted." Like,
Stop it.
so,
Stop
I'm
it.
so serious. It's
Jesus
so it's
Christ.
so funny, dude. There's a point where like Batman or like Bruce Wayne is meeting up with Lucius Fox from like the Dark Knight, and he puts like his business card on the table, and somebody picks it up. And he's like, "Look at that center framing," like from like American
Stop,
Psycho.
bro.
It's
Stop.
so it's so good, dude. There's
So
so many
clever.
little references like that throughout this whole thing that like every time like you could miss a lot of them because a lot of them
Mhm.
happen so quick. But if you're paying attention, if you're like really into it, you'll catch on, and it's just uh,
That's so
I
that's
love
like
Lego. It's so good.
and that's stuff that only a Lego game can do, like, just
Yeah,
that, like,
yeah,
on the nose, like, referential humor, like, you got this, like, not serious, but you got this really good game, has the Arkham, like, fighting combat, like, you're, like, taking people down, and then the cutscenes, I got,
yeah.
doing the Lego humor and all that, just so
Mhm,
super on the
mhm.
nose. That's so good, and the open world, I wanted to touch on that, like, it's pretty
Oh,
big,
yeah.
right? Like, it's like, you can get
Oh,
lost
yeah.
in that kinda thing?
Oh, for sure. Like, I legit you can ride around in the Batmobile, and, like, my I will say, to preface, as soon as I unlocked the animated series, like, Suit and Batmobile, that's all I'm
Mhm.
playing, and that's
Nice.
my Batman. Um, but, yeah, you can run around Gotham for hours and, like, not run out of stuff to do. Like, I'm
Nice.
going through now and, like, area by area, like, clearing out, like, everything just so I can, like, 100% the game,
Mhm.
but it's so easy to just get lost. There's Riddler puzzles, there's the Clue Master, there's all these like little like smashable collectibles you can get that like once you collect all of them, like you'll have like this like chattering pair of teeth in the Batcave and things like that. Like
Nice.
it's so it's so big and it's so like wonderfully done. I think like Gotham itself like feels so real in this game, which is crazy for a Lego game again,
Right,
but
right.
like it's so good. And then it's like it's similar to like Spider-Man PS4 where like once you finish like a certain area, like you can still run around that area and then you'll just get like police dispatch like, "Hey, there's a
Mhm.
robbery happening over here. Go take care of that."
Gotcha.
So there's always something to do, and it's Gotham. The city never sleeps. Gotham always needs me. Gotham always needs me.
That's a perfect place to end off on. Good job. Well,
Really,
I'm very
really.
excited to play this eventually, like, there's it seems like there's not a bad Batman game, like, these days, or
I
bad
know.
Batman, really anything, like, the movies are good, the
I
games are
know.
good, the shows are good, the even the shows that don't involve Batman, but in the Batman universe, like The Penguin, are good, like, it's
God,
like,
so good. Yeah.
at least DC's doing one part of it right,
Batman fans cannot complain. That's for sure. That is for
Absolutely.
sure.
And Superman, we're getting there. Superman,
And
we're
we're
getting there.
getting there.
Mhm,
You know, I used to not like Superman, and now I'm a big Superman guy, and it's really
mhm.
crazy for me to say that, but here we are. Supergirl comes out later this summer. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be really cool. I've liked the previews I've seen from it.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Well, Pat, Thank you so much for joining me, man. Joining me on this episode of Double Kicking Talking Games with me, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me. Support Double Kick, support the community out
There you
here.
go. There
You
you
know,
go.
we're doing stuff, we're doing things, and I'm happy to fill in for Dan today. He's a busy man, and
Busy man.
I'm glad that you brought me here so that I can enjoy the fruits of the labor I've been putting in on the Lego Batman.
Absolutely, baby. You gotta show off, you put in that work and now you gotta show it to the world and all that jazz.
Sorry, you kind of froze up there for me.
That's cool. I stopped talking because I'm like, maybe this like 10 seconds of like silence will be like funny to somebody. I didn't actually freeze. I kind of just stopped moving. I was like,
No, like you actually had like your screen for me started like going crazy,
oh, that's
and
wild.
like I couldn't hear any of what you just said, to be honest.
Don't even worry about it. We'll use this opportunity to end the show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to another episode of Double Kick. You can find us on Instagram at Double Kick Games. You can find our
That's right.
website, www.doublekickgames.com. We have all of our social links and places to find the episode up on there. So it's a nice little central hub. You can follow me at Silo Good. You can follow Pat at It's Pat Dad. Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, I believe. Yeah, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it really helps people find the show and all that. And until then, stay kicking.
That's right.